Hey guys, gals, non-binary pals. A while back I put out a Harrow beginner guide, but that didn't actually have my final God mode Harrow build in that video. But today, let's talk about what I'd call the ultimate Harrow build. If you have any questions or recommendations once you're done watching this, feel free to come by my Twitch chat at twitch.tv/xenosfire, or drop them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear any suggestions you might have, or answer any questions. So let's get right into this. Unlike my beginner videos, these masterclass guides assume that you have everything unlocked, you know the basics of the frame in question, understand the various mechanics in the game, and understand the various mods in the game. If you're new to Harrow, I'd suggest checking out my beginner's guide video for him first, which I've linked down in the cards below and in the description. We'll be skimming over the mod builds on each item in question, so make sure to pause the video as needed for the various builds. Well, what's so special about this build? How about unlimited energy, unlimited healing, 100% armor and shield stripping, functionally unlimited shields, and a rapid-fire Tonker critting for 1 million on said very unprotected enemies. Sounds good? Good. First, the main frames build. This is my personal Harrow build after a few hours of testing in Steel Path Survivals. I've got Umbral Intensify and Vitality for the ability strength boost from those are just too good to pass up, and I like having the extra health just in case. For further ability strength, we've got Transient Fortitude and Blind Rage. As we have a fantastic way to get our energy back through Thurible, the reduced efficiency doesn't really matter to us as long as you're keeping an eye on Thurible's duration. If you're not running a Prime Sure-Footed, you're either completely insane or have another way to deal with knockdown prevention. I've thrown a stretch to boost up our Helminth ability, Hildryns Pillage, but you could honestly switch this up for whatever you'd feel like. This is definitely the flex spot for this build. Personally, I'd highly consider more duration if you're not using the range. Since we've got the preparation passive on Harrow, Primed Flow is just too good to say no to. And I'm actually addicted to Adaptation's 90% damage reduction, so of course it's here as well. Don't forget that its damage reduction works on damage taken by your shields, not just your health, so it's a significant boost to our overall survivability. Arcane-wise, the good old shield tank combo of Barrier and Aegis is what you should go for in my opinion. But you could go for something like Arcane Avenger or Arcane Rage if you really feel like you don't need that safety blanket, and for some reason feel like you need more damage, which you really don't with this setup. As for weapons, I'm using my Kuva Nukor, but any big crit-based AoE weapon will do fine as well. My personal favorites are the Tsar, the Brahma, as well as the Prisma Angstrom. In your other weapon slots, I'd say grab a status monster if you want one, but my go-to is the Kuva Nukor for both the status effects as well as the stupidly good critical multiplier that Harrows know and love. And lastly, throw on whatever melee weapon you're currently enjoying. Don't forget that Harrow's second ability, Penance, will increase your melee attack speed as well as your fire rate and reload speed, so it definitely works for both melee and ranged builds. Same goes for the crit buffs from Covenant. I'm using a Sancti Magistar as I've got an insane crit-based Riven for it, and the Incarnon for it as well. Also, for our shield-based frames out there, there's a new arcane, Melee Retaliation, which boosts your damage based on the number of shields you have, which, since we get a buttload of shields on Harrow, we also get a buttload of extra damage. For Archon Crystals, I've got 2 red to give us 20% more ability strength, and 3 yellow, all of which being increased cast speed. You 100% need the red gems for this combo, but the other 3 slots are up to you. As for our pets, I run a Panzer Vulpaphyla. Free viral status being spread around in an AoE is really just good, and we also take advantage of the 2 of the newer Bond mods as well. Tenacious Bond is really a no-brainer. A free bonus 1.2 critical multiplier for all of your weapons on a Harrow. That's really good. Reinforced Bond will also increase your fire rate by 60%, which is fantastic, but since we're also going to be reloading every half second or so, it'll also give your pet a bit more survivability with that extra 150 overshields per reload. The other option is the Nautilus Sentinel for the enemy pull-in effect, but if you're doing the usual Verglass weapon on the Nautilus, then you won't be able to get the Tenacious Bond buff, as I don't think you can actually get the 50% critical chance on your pet with that weapon without a ribbon, or honestly any of the more stasis-inclined robotic weapons. Give it a try with a different weapon if you're really craving that enemy pull and want that critical damage buff as well. Now that trade-off can actually be really good if you also throw on as many of the Vigilante mods as you can onto your Sentinel. Since we're also running Vigilante supplies on our weapons, this will give us a chance to get a 1 tier higher crit. I went over how the crits work inside my Crits 101 video, and this will actually really drastically increase your damage output, but it's ultimately up to you whether you go for the Nautilus or the Vulpaphyla route, but I usually stick to the Vulpaphyla. Hildryns' ability that we've Helminth to Pillage has a 100% armor and shield strip once you have 328 ability strength and have a corrosive projection aura. Once you remove the armor and shields of any enemy in the steel path, they're basically cannon fodder. Enemy health, and thus your damage output, isn't really that big of a concern once you've removed these protections. Also, it's worth noting that, to my knowledge, Hildryns' Pillage is the only ability out there that strips both shields and armor, so it's actually kind of busted. Yeah, it takes a lot to get to the 320%, but it's too good to say no to when you're running a shield-based frame. Also, it will give back your shields, which is necessary since we got rid of Harrow's original shield generator, Condemn, in order to get Pillage on the frame. That's all well and good, but how do you actually play it? It's really easy if you already know Harrow. First, make sure that your thermal's up to the point that you feel comfortable. I find that 20 to 30 energy per kill is way more than enough. Next, get your shields up with Pillage. You'll need to cast this every few seconds to keep your shields up as well as remove enemy protections. This is why I suggest the yellow Archon shards, as unlike Condemn, Pillage is a two-handed action, so you can't shoot while you're in that cast animation. While it's a big AoE, it won't strip protections unless the enemy is in line of sight of you, so keep that in mind as well. Now, there is a little trick to this that I like to use. Since there's a small delay in Pillage coming back to you, and thus returning your shields to you, you can cast it, then cast Penance, which of course removes all of your shields, and then by the time you're done the cast animation for Penance, the delay for Pillage is over, and your shields all come right back to you, which kinda makes it look like you've never lost your shields in the first place. And lastly, cast your Covenant on cooldown, because more crits is more goods. I mean, that and free invulnerability every 7.5 seconds is actually really awesome in the Steel Path. Since in the Steel Path your kills per minute are kind of the barometer for how well you're doing, especially in the survival, I prefer to pair this up with a massive crit-based AoE weapon. My Tonker here is the weapon of choice with its low reload speed and high damage, and I've got a sexy ribbon for it too. Since Penance will also decrease your reload time, this basically turns your Tonker into a semi-automatic grenade launcher that would make even the Doom guy giggle like a maniac, especially when we pair it up with the 100% armor and shield strip from the Pillage. We've also got Vigilante supplies on it, which helps our ammo economy. Just make sure to wander around every once in a while to pick up some ammo. But if somehow you don't have enough ammo for your weapon, you've got the fallback of a Nukor and a bonkers melee weapon until you get back enough ammo. The only real thing that you need to watch out for is your buffs, and that will be the main decider of how well your Harrow performs. As long as you're on top of your shield generation and your cooldowns, you're practically unkillable even in long-duration solo Steel Path survivals. The only real concern is some of the acolytes can turn off your abilities, including your buffs. So be careful when they're coming after you, and you'll be fine to live in that Steel Path mission for the rest of your days. Well, there you have it. That's what I call the ultimate Harrow build. But what do you think? Is there any way that you can improve this? What do you consider to be the best Harrow weapon for this kind of build? Let me know down below or swing by my Twitch chat at twitch.tv/Xenosfire. And until next time, be safe, be good to each other, and have an awesome day.